Dudullah is premised on hate. It is not an immigration movement, because if it was, it would be targeting all immigrants in South Africa, white or black. It is premised on hate on fellow black Africans. That's what it is. Their argument that Zimbabweans are taking our jobs and therefore we're going to deny them healthcare and access to education is premised on hate. Not even on xenophobia, because xenophobia implies fear of others. This is hate of others. I want to argue in this video that Zimbabweans actually are giving South Africans jobs and not taking jobs away from them. Hear me out. South Africa is Zimbabwe's largest trading partner. 43% of our trade is with South Africa. That totals to about $9 billion every year, with $7 billion of that being funneled into the South African economy. That is a lot of money. This is a half-eaten pack of Lays. Zimbabweans import about $20 million worth of Lays every month, an argument that Dudullah will never tell you. In other words, Zimbabweans and their appetite for South African products is keeping South Africans' industries and factories alive. In other words, Zimbabweans, without ever stepping into South Africa, are keeping South African jobs. Without ever leaving. Our shelves are 40 to 50% South African goods. Without ever leaving this country, without ever leaving my city, I am keeping a South African job alive. 4 million Zimbabweans travel into South Africa every year as tourists. SA Stats argues that for every 54 visits, it keeps one South African tourism job. You do the calculations for me how many jobs that is from Zimbabwean visits. And Dudullah has got no idea what their fellow countrymen are doing in Zimbabwe. You have South African universities who are advertising big billboards down the road asking Zimbabwean students to come and study in South Africa. Do you know why? Because Zimbabwean students pay in cash. No subsidies, no grants. Down the road again, you find that South African tourism has got big billboards urging Zimbabweans to come into South Africa and holiday in South Africa. Why? Because they want some of that Zimbabwean cash. So, you tell me, who is giving the other a job here? I'm not trying to downplay the effects of migration and having an artificial population extended onto you. I'm not trying to downplay that. But the argument that Zimbabweans are exclusively taking away South African jobs is wrong. And I'm not even talking about the Zimbabweans who are already living in South Africa, who are paying for goods, buying rent, buying fuel, and paying for taxes. There are 4 million Zimbabweans in the diaspora. A majority of them, arguably, in South Africa. But Zimbabweans are economic migrants. The moment Zimbabwe starts to work, Zimbabweans will come back to their country. Most Zimbabweans have no permanent plan to live in South Africa or any part of the diaspora for a very long time. The moment this economy starts to work, in fact, Zimbabweans have been trickling in bit by bit over time. Zimbabweans will come back to their country and to this economy. They have no permanent plans to be South Africans. They just want either economic opportunity or bread and butter. South Africans have benefited greatly from Zimbabwean labor and expertise, from engineers to nurses to teachers and other sectors of their economy. Their arguments that Zimbabweans are simply straining South Africa and taking away their resources holds no water. And unfortunately, South Africans have taken that argument to heart, with no context and with no further research. Because the moment you try and touch this argument, it falls apart on its own. Dudullah is a hate movement. It is not an immigration movement. I can guarantee you, I've lived in South Africa, there are more illegal European immigrants in South Africa than there are Zimbabwean undocumented migrants. Trust me when I say that. But Dudullah does not see that. They see color. And Dudullah is a hate organization.
Yes, Zimbabweans are not sleeping. Zandile is giving them hard time. Yes, Zimbabweans are not sleeping. Zandile is giving them hard time. To hell. Who are you to tell us that she is giving us hard time? Hard time for what? Who told you that Zimbabweans are only foreigners here in South Africa? It's only because you are jealous of Zimbabweans who are working very hard to take care of their families. Some they say the Zimbabweans are giving birth every month. Wherever you go in this earth, you see every Monday someone giving birth, like a fly. To hell. We are working hard, very hard for our families, to feed our families, not to feed you. Some of the ladies who are saying that they are busy loitering around with our husbands. And we don't have even peace because they are going mad with you. If you go to Zimbabwean groups in Facebook, you will see that our men are going mad with you. They are just seeing the structures. They are just seeing the skin color. And we are giving the other a lot of Zimbabweans pressure of bleaching because we just want to be like you.
Hello Mzansi, welcome to Mkosi Wasemzansi. Now Zimbabweans, they are speaking about Operation Dudullah. The first guy is saying ukuthi Operation Dudullah i-organization generally lezonda abantu labamnyama, because if bebalwela ukuthi akungabi nebantu bokuqhamuka la South Africa bethu bebalwela baqosha wonke umuntu, baqosha ngisho nemuntu lomhlophe, baqosha wonke umuntu omnyama, but bona baqosha abantu abamnyama kuphela. So the first guy is saying ukuthi futhi ayikho lento yokuthi kuthiwe maZimbabweans athathela ama-South Africans emsebenzi, because kahle in actual fact uthi maZimbabweans are the ones who are creating jobs for South Africans. Sindlule siye ku number 2. Lo make wa number 2 na njengoba simbona simuva futhi ngisho khuluma ukuthi she's also a Zimbabwean. So someone commented on her video and said ukuthi uZandile Dabula unika i-hard time Zimbabwe, and naye bekakhuluma the same thing lebeyikhuluma ngibhuti uqala athi why kuqoshwe abantu labamnyama kuphela, why kungaqoshwa nebantu labamhlophe. Operation Dudullah yakhona ama-foreigners sibona abantu labamnyama kuphela. Hayi, diyabuya. Please do comment what you think below down on the comment section. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. I'm signing out. Goodbye.